What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Grace Barbecue. I'm Big Ed, and I want to thank you guys for joining me. Now, what I got going on today, man, is something for the people who are kind of looking to get into barbecue, new to barbecue, or might have an interest in a smoker or a grill outside of something that they already own. We are going to go over each and every one of these smokers that I have behind me, and I'm going to kind of give you the strengths of each one, and they all perform differently, and but all yield excellent results. And so we're going to hop right into it. I'm going to dive down into each one of these smokers and show you how they all operate. Summer's coming up, and let's get ready. Guys, if you're talking backyard barbecue, I wouldn't be surprised if the Weber kettle popped into at least 95, and that might be a small number of people's head, like that image would just probably pop into your head. Reason being, it's been around for over 70 years. It's a staple in backyard barbecue, and I guarantee you, man, whether your favorite pit master is running a 1,000-gallon propane tank smoker, chances are your favorite pitmaster has one of these in his backyard or her backyard, or has one or has had one in her backyard. And for me, this is where it began. I picked this up from Santa Monica used from a dude who was selling it for $25. This beautiful blue, man, this ocean blue, and it's not going anywhere. So I'm gonna just kind of take you around it and show you, the strengths of it. And it's an excellent place to start if you're just getting into grilling. But let's kind of go over some of the strengths of it, and let's dive right down into it. All right, guys, so let's get up and close look with the almighty Weber kettle, man. This is just where a lot of us start at, and even though we wind up somewhere else, we hang on to these, and they get heavy usage. But one of the things that I love about this grill is that they're all very well built, and constructed very well, and they hold up, man. They last for years and years. This one is about 15 years old or so. And one of the strengths of it, man, is it has so many peripherals. You have this barbecue vortex, which kind of pushes heat up out of the center here, and it just kind of goes around the lid and creates like a dome effect of heat, and you get have your chicken or whatever it is that you're cooking, and you get that nice even heat distribution. You got the smoke tube. You can put a aluminum pan, coal on one side, or just dump some coal on one side, and put you some wood chips on top of that, and your meat on the opposite side, and you have like a makeshift offset. They have a Santa Maria style apparatus that you can sit right on here and do Santa Maria barbecue. And so it's just a really versatile and really classic grill, and I love it, man. I'll never get rid of this thing. One of the things that if you operate this, a lot of people, these Weber kettles, I don't know if you can see down there, it has like a blade. And a lot of people just assume that, hey, that's how I clean my charcoal. I've had so many people say, I never knew it's an air vent. But yeah, it doubles as your air vent. It just kind of allows air to get into the pit as you need. And close it off as you need. And also it doubles as let's just call it a scrubber to kind of get all that ash and coals down into the bottom of the pan right there, and you just dump that out once it cool off, and there you go. So this right here, if you're just getting into grilling, I would be hard pressed to find a better recommendation than this, because again, you can do your grilling, you can learn grilling, and you can learn the basics of smoking, and you're not spending a ton of money. You can find out if it's for you or not without breaking the bank. And hey man, chances are you are gonna love it, and whether you graduate to something bigger, I guarantee you, chances are you'll still be hanging on to that Weber kettle. So that's an absolute, just an absolute classic, and I love it. Now we're gonna move over here, man. This is the old Weber 22, and I got this about, I'm gonna say maybe 13 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. And it's a keeper as well. If you're new to smoking, aside from a pellet grill, and I really can't say it's really any harder than a pellet grill. I would prefer this over a pellet grill just because I like the coal, and again, it's versatile. You can do direct heat over, you know, if you remove the water pan inside. But this thing holds temperature, is steady as a rock. I mean, this thing does not budge. Once you learn how to set your temps, once you learn how to utilize your vents down at the bottom there, you are going to have a smoker that just holds heat at just a stable rate. And I've always been impressed by it. And it's a beautiful smoker as well. Also made by Weber Smoky Mountain 22, if I didn't tell you. Inside, only have one in right now, but it is a two grate system that they have down here. The second grate sits right above the water pan. And what's cool about this, man, if you don't want the water pan and you just kind of want that drum effect, you take that out and you know, let it drip, let your grease drip right down into the coals below. And there you go. It's a little basket ring down there. I'll just kind of show you an inside of it. And an excellent smoker. Yeah, so if you're just getting into smoking, there is no better recommendation. You know, if they say, hey, I want to get a smoker, what do you recommend? I'm going right here, every single time without fail. And when I bought this, it probably was around $400. At this point, they're closer to $600. And again, there's so many upgrades you can do to kind of make it run better. I have this gasket running along the lip of the barrel here, and I also have this upgraded door from Cajun Bandit. I don't know the thickness of the steel, but it's better than the one that it came with, and I love it. And it wasn't really expensive, but yeah, man, it's if you say, Ed, where do I start? I want to get a smoker. What should I do, or what should I get? Right here, that Weber Smoky Mountain. They got them in 18 inches and 22, and I think they have a smaller one now. But you are just going to have something that just runs absolutely stable, and it's going to yield some good meat too. So absolutely. All right, guys. Next up on the list is Rustzilla. Now, Rustzilla is my big box offset smoker. It's a Brinkman Trailmaster, limited edition, and it's a gift and a curse. I'm gonna put it to you that way. I would be very careful if you are looking to get yourself a offset smoker from a big box. Now, if I'm gonna just say it off the bat, it's a gift and a curse, because this thing will force you to learn tricks in all kind of things. Like I feel like I learned my most valuable knowledge from this old raggedy smoker, and the reason being is that the airflow was messed up. You know, it would rain when I'm smoking a brisket, so I had to find ways to kind of compromise and you know, get creative. And here she is, Rustzilla. And this pit I love and I hate it. I hate it because it is something that is just so fickle. And a problem is the firebox, and I'll kind of take you around to show you. Now, I don't think all of these are designed this way, but as fate would have it, it's the one that I chose. Now, whenever you go to look at a barbecue pit or smoker at a you know, big box store, they're gonna have these chambers that have they feel good, but when you have these, if you can screw in your firebox, and this firebox is thinner metal than the chamber itself, and you know, you are going to have to run. The trick to these is you're going to have very small splits, or just utilize wood chunks, and then get yourself one of these baskets. I made this, and you'll have some luck with it. It's still going to take a lot of practice, I guarantee you that, especially if you have a vent like this. This just isn't sufficient oxygen, you know, to for this thing to properly breathe. So, you know, I had to do things like you know, you close the door and get you a butter knife or something to create a gap where it can suck in air from the lid of this firebox. And I tell you, had they not cheapened out and And I've seen them. My cousin has an Oklahoma Joe that has the door that opens. That's an older Oklahoma Joe, but it runs. You know, it's built how it's supposed to be built. Had they done that, this thing would be pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, and it's still pretty good. Down here I have a baffle, which because I had added these tuning plates. I don't know if you could, yeah, you can see it, just kind of picking it up. And you know, I've tried it all, man. But this thing is, boy, it'll teach you some stuff. It will definitely teach you some stuff. And so if you one of those type of people that, you know, if you're the type of person that like a hard lesson learned and you really, really want to go through the stuff, get you one of these. and that's the only reason I would recommend it. But, you know, I love cooking. I love throwing coals right down in the belly of this thing and cooking ribs and chicken. It's an excellent. I like it more as a grill. And that's just how it is, man. But I love this thing. I love it. I've grown to love it. And there's been times where I just wanted to push it down a hill or into the ocean. I've tried so many things to get this thing to run consistently, and it can be done. But the amount of things that you have to do to get it to that point are just ridiculous, and that's just because the manufacturer chose to create these little winky-dink fireboxes, and you know, they look cool because, oh look, Azure, you know, but in reality that's just another leak. I really wouldn't recommend one of these to start with unless you really are willing to go through the motions, which you can totally avoid if you get yourself one of these or one of these. Now, all right, guys, so next up on the list, man, is something that's near and dear to me because, you know, I built this, and this is a 55-gallon drum. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's the metal. I have no idea what it is. It just yields an excellent product that, if you ask me, is just a notch below original offset, a true offset, something that burns, you know, big sticks. And building them, or it doesn't take a lot of work. It's inexpensive. It's fun. Chances are, if I'm not smoking something on the Lone Star grill, it's in here more so than a Weber. And again, it's just something about that flavor. If you're cooking pork, man, this thing is a beast. Like, it's an absolute beast, and I love it. And I'll kind of take you around it and show you how it works. And you can be as simple or as elaborate as you want to be to make it your own. All right, guys, here she is up close and personal. This is Molly. When I first made her, I just had this little pinwheel as my my outlet for my smoke, my stack, if you will. And just this kind of big green egg vent with holes down there. And still works if you want to get it up to temp, like real hot. You can kind of boost it. It's like a booster. But as time went on, I wanted to, you know, step it up. So I hit up udsparts.com and got myself, this is where your little thermometers go, and you got your stacks over here, which is how you adjust your air intake. And also added this little stack that screws right into the hole that's already on the drum. And look at it right now, boy. And that 250, she money. Got that some big popper smokers. Got my handle there, hinge. Mostly from udsparts.com, aside from this big popper smoker. And down in there, you know, got some things going on, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. Got this grate here, and there's a charcoal basket down there. Came with the UDS kit. And man, you drop that down in there, load your coal, drop it down in there, and put you some wood chunks in there, and you up and running. This thing, man, for chicken, boy, oh boy. Pork and chicken, anything really, man. This thing is a real beast. It's a little bit more of a learning curve than the Weber Smoky Mountain because it can get temperamental. I mean, you got to get this thing open and closed quick, and they can take off on you. So it's just a matter of learning how to manage how much coal you're putting down in your basket and things like that. But as time goes on, you'll master it. And it's a little bit more advanced than the Weber Smoky Mountain. I think it produces better food as far as flavor goes than the Weber Smoky Mountain. And I would recommend it over the Weber Smoky Mountain, to be honest. All right, guys, so we kind of went over our entry-level pits, some, you know, homemade and intermediate big box type pits. But let's get into some real, what I like to call high-end stick burners. And by high-end, I mean, you know, you're getting into the thousands, in other words, man. And this one right here was rather pricey. This is a Lone Star Grill 3036 cabinet, by the way. My cabinet named her Grace. It's a beautiful, well-built pit. But what I love most about it is the quality of food that this thing produces. All my life, man, I've been chasing, you know, kind of like that profile that I got from my favorite barbecue joints. I'm talking about like the places that are landmarks in Los Angeles for barbecue. Bloodsoes, Woody's, Phillips. These are places that you know, my man J&J Barbecue, you know, hey, there's a certain smoke profile that you can only achieve with certain equipment, and this yields that. And you know, this is a dream come true for me. This is my dream smoker. You know, to get into it though, I mean, you got a 24-inch firebox, and this thing is massive. I mean, this is bigger than a nightstand. But I'll take you around this thing, and you've probably seen it. But again, if you're new to this and you want to just get yourself a stick burner, get yourself at minimal, like something like an old country pit from Academy. All right, man, this is that 24-inch firebox, and this is a upgraded firebox. I'm not sure it's picking that up. That's 1/2-inch steel. And when I tell you, there's room galore in this thing. There is absolutely plenty of room to build you some big old fires and just have a nice, clean, burning fire with plenty oxygen going through it. This one in particular, you have your griddle. And again, everything is quality. This is 1/2-inch steel, collapsible shelves, and I'm not gonna, you know, I have a video of it. Walk around and have several reviews and whatnot, but you can see the shelf space in there, man. 18 briskets, about 24 slabs of ribs. Shit, just you can load this thing up, and you know, you got the twin stacks at the top. Custom art. All right, guys. So those pretty much, you know, these pits are all great, one way or the other. One way or the other. It's all about learning it and finding, you know, the strengths in them. And it really doesn't matter where you begin. Just find somewhere to begin. I will kind of steer you away from that big box scenario. I would much rather, you know, if you're new, to get yourself a Weber Smoky Mountain if you're just coming in entry level, or you know, but if you want one of these barrel style offsets, man, get yourself at the very minimal old country Brazos or something like that, and just save yourself the headache, because it is just you're gonna learn a lot, but man, it shouldn't have to be that hard. That's poor design, but that's for another story. But regardless of what you get, just a few, you know, tips, man. You know, take your time, study, and there's so many books out there, man. I'm always reading and watching and learning about barbecue. One thing I will say, regardless to whatever pit you get, you always leave your vent and your stack open. You know, summer be here in no time. I don't want you guys going out there, you know, you did a cook and you go out 2-3 weeks later and, you know, you covered your brand new pit up and you closed it all the way off and open it up and find it loaded with mildew, mold breeds, and these sorts of things. And so you always, regardless of what you choose, keep your pit open, keep oxygen moving through it, especially if you cover it up. You know, that's all darkness and mold breeds in no way. But whatever you decide, man, have fun with it, enjoy it, and I wish you guys happy smoking, man. This is Big Ed of Greats Barbecue saying peace, love, and God bless. And until next time, peace.